What did they do with their summer? It's championship season. It's supposed to be good weather. It was beautiful yesterday. And look at the state of this. We're at Cloonacool Community Centre in Sligo, and the rain is belting down sideways, making it very, very difficult. And that's just for us what it's going to be like for the players out there. The good news is the surface is fantastic. They were out a couple of hours ago cutting the grass, and there's Limerick, all the way up from Limerick. They stayed in Strand Hill area last night, and they are here for this big game. It's a must win for them, and they are getting drenched just before the game. This is a day about character. They are going to have to respond here in Sligo, away to Sligo, to keep their hopes alive after they get the photograph taken, of course. So they are nearly ready for the start of this big important TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship match. And as you see with our monitor as well and our camera, the rain is coming in sideways to it as well, making it very, very difficult all round. Now, it will clear, I hope, at times. It won't be this bad all afternoon, so you will get a clear view and we will get some good football, but it really, really adds to the mix of how important this game is now, and it's going to make it even more interesting and even more unpredictable. We're not too long away from the start of the game, so do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the teams because it's 12:58 already. We'll do the teams and then we'll have a chat with Rachel Brennan, who's with me. But let's have a look. We haven't heard of any changes from the starting 15. That is the home starting 15, the Sligo team there. And it's a familiar enough team. We were here a couple of months ago and they played extremely well to beat Leitrim, and the likes of Ciara Walsh, young Ciara Walsh at number 9 was terrific. The experience of Sinead Regan, the captain, alongside her, and some fabulous forwards as well. But a very, very mobile and determined team from Sligo, looking to get, and it would be a first victory, believe it or not, over Limerick in at least 14 years. I've only managed to find that they've met once before, and that was in 2023. Let's have a quick look at the Limerick team. Must win, as I say, for them and their manager Sean Kiley. Long journey indeed. You have the experience of Cathy Mee there at number 14, Roisin Ambrose the captain at 15, and a lot of young girls coming in there as well, and they have, as I say, been playing at quite a good level. I mean, they lost to Cavan only by a point, and they drew with Laois, so they stayed in Division 3 of the National League, so they definitely have ability, as have Sligo. Very hard to judge. Sligo were in Division 4, they had 5 wins, and in the National League we were here to see them beat Leitrim. So those are the teams, and we are now seeing Sligo in their familiar black going into position, and they are going to be playing from right to left. I already see a bit of a problem because the Limerick goalkeeper's wearing purple, a bit similar to the black. They might change that. We'll see if there's a bib put on there, but the team's now lining up. I haven't seen any changes just yet in numbers of that, but we'll keep an eye on that. But let me quickly, I have spotted one. 23 for Sligo was out there. That's Robin Kennedy at midfield, as you see. Rachel, good to have you with us.
Thank
under
you
the
very
umbrella
much.
there, and you'll need wipers on your glasses. You're very, very welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. So excited for the game to start today.
The rain's just stopped.
I know, brilliant. I think the luck is starting now, and hopefully it'll be a good game for Sligo. They're going to be bulling to win this game here. Well,
you've already detected, if you're listening or watching, and you can't comment on Facebook and YouTube, that Rachel is slightly towards the Sligo end of things here, but we will keep a balance.
Just a little bit, but we say nothing.
That's okay, I understand that. This is Sarah Feeney coming forward, number 12. So we're off and running. This is Sinead Regan, the captain, and it's Sligo playing from right to left, and that is going to be a free out awarded by the referee Anthony Campbell, who's a Derry man from the Castle Dawson club in Derry. And while I'm on the officials, Colm Conway is the fourth official, and on the lines we have Anya Murphy and Roseanne Haughey. So a Limerick ball. Grace Lee from Monaghan, and they are the best represented club in the 15. This is Karen O'Leary, also from that club. And then back to Lucy O'Brien, to Grace Milan, and she will try and make her way forward. Cathy Mee trying to get free up ahead. I'm looking off camera to see her, but she is being closely followed. They're obviously aware of that threat, so there's a one-on-one there, and then Sligo have number 12, 5 all sitting free, marking nobody, just plus ones in there. So that's the way the modern game is played. Roisin Ambrose slips that one back as Sligo defend, and Limerick go to try and get the first score of the game. That's Karen O'Leary now, and you see there the problem with the conditions, the ball very slippy, and if there is a wind it's going from right to left, and that's going to be a free in, but that's going to be really, really tricky because it's right into the breeze, and the breeze is picking up now and again, as you can probably hear, so a really tricky one for Deborah Murphy. Also of course from Monagay, and as I say, the wind picks up even more. Really, really tough one this here. Ordinarily it might be an easy one, but the wind coming from right to left into your face. She needs to measure this perfectly, and if she does, she'll be doing really well. But yeah, problem is then that you don't get the distance on it either, so it's going to be really difficult for Limerick to get a score in the first half of this game, you would imagine. So Sligo on the other hand will be wanting to use the conditions and make hay in the first half. Referee played really good advantage there. This is Tara Breheny, and that one played directly in and well taken as well by Leah Duffy, and they tried to let the ball do the work and fire it in there, but it hit one of the Limerick defenders on the back. Milan, as Limerick try to get over halfway. That's O'Leary, who's been on the ball a lot and easily recognisable with the hairband as well right in front of the stand there, and you see a lot of people in the stand taking shelter, although as I say the rain has eased a little bit, but it's a difficult afternoon for both sets of players out there, and as I say it just adds to the unpredictability, and there is a real championship feel. Of course there's group games and there's group games, but this one very, very important. Both teams on 6 points, but Limerick have played 3. They've lost to Louth. They cannot lose again. Sligo will have another game next week against Louth, so not all over. Louth of course also on 6 points, and they're playing Derry today at 2 o'clock, by the way. This is Deborah Murphy again to Lucy O'Brien. Sligo standing firm as Ambrose makes the run, and it's a great run by her, and that's an ambitious one from there, but she's fisted it straight in to the net from distance. Was obviously going for her point. And again, Rachel, if we can bring you in the condition, playing havoc with both teams.
Yes, absolutely. Mistakes are slowly creeping in, but both sides have to be careful with that, and that was a brilliant run there by Limerick, and Sligo are kind of going around the arc, pushing them out, but they're finding the space and getting their way in.
Yeah, so Sligo will be trying to hit them on the break, do you think, the transition?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Now?
Yeah, absolutely. They need to get possession of the play, definitely.
But they can let it go, they can kick it in, whereas it seems like Limerick are going to have to move it through the hands. Takes a lot more effort, but they're doing well at the back, Limerick, so far, aren't they?
They are. They're pushing out, and they're bursting through play and bursting through the Sligo defence, and they're starting off definitely the stronger, fitter side so far.
But there's still no score, and it means that Sligo now have a chance here with Ciara Walsh, and when they go forward with the home crowd behind them and the breeze behind them, you're nearly anticipating a score, and that is Robin Kennedy, and she's fouled. And in contrast to the other end, even though this is a lot further out, you think she could nearly put it over from there, but she's actually going short instead. That's probably the better option. Gives it to Walsh. They'll work it in a little bit closer. This is Regan, and they've given it to Feeney. Still looking for the first score, nearly 5 minutes in, and we haven't had an effort yet, but that is closer in, and this should be the first score for Sligo. And yet when they go forward, they do look dangerous, and they're drawing fouls, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Sligo are very good at that, and they're cute at getting their quick frees here, so it'd be good to get them to get their first point on the board.
Yeah, just to settle them a little bit, because this is a huge game.
Yes, oh yeah. Like, Sligo will realistically want to win this game and win against Louth. Absolutely. They'd want to get top of the table.
Yeah, because as somebody said to me before the game, they don't want to meet Antrim, because Antrim are unbeaten all year and the way they're going, and that's not assured, of course.
No.
But so there is a real reason to win this game for both teams.
The only place Sligo want to meet Antrim is Croke Park.
I hear you. And the kick out is good. It gets as far as Grace Lee. The pressure on though from Megan McCormick. Grace does well though. And Limerick, they do look to me that they're really here on a mission. And Milan is here. That's a brilliant run by Grace Milan, and she's looking for a bit of help now because she runs into Walsh. She gets that help from Orla Ryan. And this is Karen O'Leary again. And Limerick, to me, they really had the bit between their teeth. Of course they have. It's championship and they've come an awful long way. It's a big game for them. But into these conditions, they have come here and they are really up for it. The problem for me, Rachel, is that these conditions are making it really tricky, and they're going to have to expend an awful lot of energy in the first half. Look, they're even trying to work that one in. Now, they might get a score here, and they might even get a goal. They're getting closer, and that's a decent effort. Oh, so unlucky to come off the post. But what a big effort they've made already, and they've no score.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can see that Limerick are cute. They're working the ball through the hands, not wasting their chances, kicking the ball away, especially because there's a very strong breeze in Cloonacool today.
Yes, this one's shaping up. I think this is going to go all the way, whereas last week we did Roscommon for Mana, and it turned out very one-sided, although it was a big comeback at the end. And I think this game is going to be a lot different. And there's another of those ones where Limerick are going to get that decision, and they do get the decision the second time. And their players immediately wanting to support. They're not hanging around. They're really up for this. Grace Lee, and she gives it down the line to Cueva McNamara. Of course, they're from Limerick, so when you go down that far, it's normally a Cueva. This is Roisin Ambrose, or Roisin Ambrose. See, there's different pronunciations in different parts of the country, and we are talking about really north v south here, Sligo v Limerick. And you know, they don't meet too often. I'm going to show off my research here. They've met once in the last 14 years, only once indeed, and that was 2023 in July in a junior championship game. Limerick won 2-7 to 1-7, so it's a kind of a novelty game. You sort of think, oh, they must have played, but they're not in the same province, and in the league they kept missing each other over the years, and in the championship, so they haven't really much history between them.
No, they haven't come across each other now, but so far it's definitely hunger out there, and determination is definitely visible to see.
This is Ellen Kelleher, the number 11 from CT Gales, who got that decision. And the referee being very consistent in those kind of collisions. And Limerick, I did say, are working hard. And as soon as the decision there, back they go. Cara King now coming forward. Good support play from Breheny. And more good support play. This is terrific, but you bounce it there at your peril. And it's number 7, Breheny again, as she driven that over the bar. It's the first score of the game. I thought she'd lost control at one point, but that was a brilliant score, wasn't it? Watch it again here.
Yeah, that was brilliant stuff there by Tara Breheny. She's brilliant at coming up the wing. She always gets them nice opening scores of the game, and her pace is just unmatched, definitely.
And it was all about support play there. They had one off the shoulder, then another one. That's what you need.
Yeah, definitely. Especially a day like today, you need to be getting them passes through the hands, and ultimately that's what gets your scores.
So the first from play. 2-0 for Sligo, 8.5 minutes, but Limerick doing very well again here, and they have Sligo on the back foot a lot of the time, and they have them on the back foot again. A lot of black jerseys getting back there, but Rebecca DeLee did really well and got the decision. But again, it's so difficult for them because they're outside what you would imagine is a scoring range. So a lot of good approach play, but they're not getting the scores on the board so far. But Deborah Murphy will try from there. They certainly deserve a bit more for the way that they've played in this game so far. Oh, she struck it well. Good height, but is it on target? Looks good, and it is inside the post, and they have a reward, and it's 2-1.
Brilliant. Game on now, I say.
Absolutely. Short, quick kick out goes to Megan McCormick, made herself available, and the keeper Ellen Maguire found her really well. That's what they need to do. That's great pressure though from Limerick. I talked about their work rate, and they've 1 or 2 players up ahead, and there's a chance here, and it's the same player again to get one from play. Well, there's 2 in about 30 seconds. Now Limerick are starting to motor, and that potential is now coming through.
Yeah, they're not letting any chances go, and Sligo need to be careful of that now, but you can see it's end to end and they're up and down the field, but Limerick are just so hungry. You can just see it from the sideline here.
They're so sharp, they really are. Ambrose is under this one. It filters through though, and Regan reads it really well, and it's a good turn by her to get away from Orla Ryan and feeds it inside, and Megan McCormick puts it down into the corner. There's a lot of room here. It's Regan again, but she wants to get on that right foot. They're not letting her, and she somehow manages to get the pass away, but a brilliant interception. And there's still a chance though, and might still go over from Leah Duffy. It doesn't.
Just gone wide there.
Good counter though.
Yeah, definitely, and that was cute there from Sinead Regan, definitely, and just unlucky that the strength of that Limerick girl just pushed Megan McCormick off the ball, but ultimately went wide.
But again, really good work by Limerick, working so hard all over the field. And now they're coming forward a little bit slower. 2 points each. We're at the 10-11 minute mark in the game. They'll be quite happy with that, Limerick, I would imagine. They're playing into the wind. This is Ryan being forced back all the way to her goalkeeper. And that kick out could go anywhere with the wind, and it's brilliantly intercepted by Leah Duffy. and Duffy has it back and gives it into Gilligan. Duffy again wants to get on that right foot, but she might be overcarrying. No, she's not. She actually is fouled, and it's going to be a free in this, a slightly better spell for Sligo. Do you feel that they'll need to get a lead up by half time?
Definitely. I think that would definitely give them a boost going into the dressing room for half time, but they need that though. Sligo always need to get that step ahead. It does really push them on as a team and as a group. So Leah Duffy,
and what do you mean they always need to get that?
They just perform better when they are that step ahead, and so far in the league, definitely when they come in at half time, they always bounce back, you know, stronger in the second half, knowing they're capable, you know.
Well, that's what they did in Castle Connor against Leitrim. Really good second half.
Yeah, but you never know with these games, and especially here today, you just won't know.
Now let's see this kick out again. They need to get it away, Limerick, but it's really difficult. The goalkeeper needs to be spot on accurate, and that one goes straight to Cara King. No fault on the goalkeeper, but Cara read it really well, and the wind just carrying the ball and makes it difficult for them to be deadly accurate, and such is the press as well from Sligo that they are making it difficult. Now there's advantage being played here. Regan comes forward and gives it to Kelleher, and I think she's more of a lefty, so goes into that right and leaves it off to Duffy. Was she fouled? No, the kick is gone away, and it's over the bar as well. Good response from Sligo, and it was all about the press.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there. Great work of play, and yes, as you said, Ellen Keller is a left foot player, but she made the right pass there. She found the space to Leah Duffy, and she got it over the bar. Brilliant point there for Sligo.
Right, this kick out again important. She goes to exactly the same spot, but this time it works. Drops beautifully and perfectly into the arms of Sarah Dillon from Palace Green Club. There's another Sarah Dillon, of course, at inter-county level for Westmeath. Fabulous forward, of course, but this very much a defender. This is Roisin Ambrose given good advantage. The referee playing good advantage and brings that one back now. And just checking on the YouTube and Facebook, by the way, there's a message there. Come on the treaty. So a bit of support from Limerick. So we hope you are enjoying the coverage down there in Limerick for people who weren't able to get up here for the game. Right up here in Sligo. That is Grace Lee putting it into the corner. Sligo accounting up themselves very well so far. And this is the reason why. Murphy, she scored 2, and as she fouled, well, the referee looked to maybe give that to her and then didn't. Rain coming down again here. It's nasty here. It really is. It's got nasty again, but the surface is superb. The pitch is absolutely terrific. It's obviously going to be slippy for the players, but very, very good surface here. Very easy to play on, I would imagine, so no complaints that way as well. Really good turnover there. That was good working back by Caoimhe McNamara.
That was brilliant stuff there. She didn't let her go, and look how far up the pitch they are now.
Yeah, they pressed so much. You sort of feel that if Limerick were playing with the wind, they might even be 3 or 4 points up here. Every point at the other end is nearly worth 2 though, and this is good from Karen O'Leary again. Good composed player, and Sligo been really cute as well. They just need to get the defenders in there and just keep them outside the range. That's Rebecca DeLee now. Referee plays good advantage again, and now he is going to bring it back. And yet Sligo, from a Sligo point of view, they just need to sit in there and just sort of monitor this.
Yeah, absolutely, but they're well able to get the interception in. Like Claire Dunn is so solid there in the back line. I think she was the one that stopped that Limerick girl going through. But they're well able, but Limerick aren't making it easy for them either.
So Claire Dunn is out there. Is she wearing 29? She should be.
I think she is. Yeah, you're right.
That was another change maybe before the start of the game. Yeah, I thought she might be in. Yeah. Now counter from Sligo as they race forward with Anna McDaniel. She puts it down into the corner, and the ball might win there if she can keep that in. She can just about.
That was Cora Gilligan there. She's Tour Strand club and so solid in the full forward line. She's a brilliant player, and she wouldn't be one to get too many scores on the board, but she creates so much play.
Regan, this is brilliant play from Regan. All on her left, so leaves it off, and now just calmly fisted over the bar by Anna McDaniel. And when Sligo get going, they are impressive.
They are, absolutely, and when they go at pace, they're brilliant. And look, you can see here Sinead Regan, she just keeps going and she lays off that pass. She doesn't be selfish, and Anna McDaniel fists it over the bar, and that was great covering by 2 of them girls there.
Now the keeper needs somebody to go short, and they do, but it's intercepted maybe by Gilligan, who pounces on that, and it's going to be a free in. And Sligo are doing the right thing here from their point of view. They're putting such pressure on Limerick's kick out.
Yeah, they're switching on here now, and it's going to be interesting for these last few 15 minutes of this first half, but brilliant stuff there by Anna McDaniel. She was tenacious, and ultimately now Sligo have that free.
Well, it's 5-2 now after 15 minutes, 16 minutes nearly, and you know, Limerick can't keep this work rate up all afternoon. It's going to be a tough next 14 minutes for them.
Oh, absolutely. But you can see Sligo are switching on to them, but they're not backing down either, though, Limerick. So we just have to be patient.
Yeah, so just checking again on the YouTube there. Good crowd on watching that, and I imagine some Limerick people are watching through their fingers at the minute. They know they need to win this, and they're hoping that Sligo don't make too much of the next 14 minutes with the conditions, but they are dangerous when they go forward, and Limerick commit a lot of players forward, and what it means then is that Sligo on the transition, they have threatened a few times, like Sinead Regan a few minutes ago, and you're thinking one or two of these times it could open up for a goal, and that could nearly put Sligo in a really, really commanding position and make it really, really difficult, and they're just trying to get out. They can't get out, so she tries from the kick out something a little bit different, but again it doesn't work. She's tried about 2 or 3 different things, but it's just not working at the minute for them, and it gives possession back to Sligo. 17 minutes gone, and I now see a tactical move off camera, and Kathy Mee has been told to abandon the full forward angle. You see our full forward position, you see her there, she ran right across the shot, number 14. She's been told, get back, we need help, and that kind of sums up the way the game has gone for Limerick at the minute. They need Kathy back, an established stalwart player. They can't hang around and they can't gamble any longer with the way the game is going, because Sligo's tails are up and they're playing really well. As I say that, they give it away straight to Sarah Dillon, and there's a chance here for Limerick to transition. Good advantage again played by their referee. Really is terrific to see, letting the game go, and Roisin Ambrose gets it, and there's no point in them really getting a free all the time, because it just allows Sligo to get back. The transition is very, very important. Sligo have players back anyway, but here comes Ambrose again. This is good from her and Deborah Murphy, and she doesn't need to be asked twice to shoot, but this time it was maybe the wrong option. Again, they are transitioning so well, but they just can't get the finish.
No, that's it. But number 12 there
O'Leary
for Limerick, she's been absolutely brilliant at getting back, and the speed she did bringing out the ball there, but ultimately Ellen Kelleher's crossfield ball, that cost Sligo there, but Limerick just unlucky they couldn't get that score over.
And that one played brilliantly long, all the way to Ciara Walsh, who took it brilliantly despite having 2 players around her. Plays it in quickly, and it doesn't bounce for them. That was a little bit unfortunate. Maybe they need to play it a little bit more through the hands as well. And Walsh, by the way, had this 2 players around her, and one of them was Kathy Mee, who'd come out, as I say, and she's been told to sit around the middle, help out in the engine room there for Limerick. But still, young Ciara made a fantastic catch. We saw her last year captaining Sligo to the 2024 All-Ireland B Championship. She's another from Turlestrand, and she's come right into her own. I think earlier in the year we saw her named at right half back or left half back, but she went straight into midfield. No bother to her at all, and she really blends in beautifully with Sinead Regan. They have a great partnership there, and she really is a talent for the future. But this is McNamara, Maeve McNamara, as opposed to Quiva McNamara from different clubs. But yeah, Ciara Walsh at midfield, she's terrific.
She's fantastic player and fantastic teammate. She's brilliant, and yes, you're dead right, she is really fitted into the Sligo team, and she's a credit to have.
Limerick pushing again, pressing, trying to get a little bit of joy, but over carrying on this occasion, and they understandably might be getting a little bit frustrated. Limerick, it's a tough one. They just need to get to half time and keep the score pretty much as it is. But look, Sligo can just belt the ball forward like that, and it nearly stuck with Leah Duffy, but good defending by Sarah Dillon. They have the option of going long, which Limerick don't have, and they've used that once or twice. This is now Grace Milan, and you know, in the possession, if there were stats here like Sky TV, Rachel, I think it would be Limerick would be maybe 60%.
I think so. I think you're right. They're moving the ball through the hands so much, but they're bursting at speed, and looking at it you would think the Sligo are on the back foot, but Limerick are very good with the possession of the ball.
That was good from the number 29 there you saw in the shot again, Claire Dunn at the back. And now look how many players they have back, and now they are trying to move it through the hands. The support play that we saw for their best score of the game, can they do it again? That's Cara King off to Walsh. They've been a bit more measured with this attack. This is really good, as I say, moving it through the hands to Kennedy, but then it breaks down.
Limerick are so quick to react when Sligo kick the ball away like that, or hand pass the ball away. Like they they bounce back really quick and burst up the field at pace.
They really do. That's a good point. But you know what she had to do there, Orla Wrench? She had to turn back. There were no options. They're working so hard. They've got players back, but then they need to get them forward. You can't have both, but they do get a free. And how many frees have they drawn from this Limerick defence? But they just haven't been able to punish them. No,
and it's tough out there, and the conditions aren't making it easy for them, but both sides are doing very well.
Is this a yellow? It is a yellow, and it's a yellow for Ciara Walsh, who we were talking about a minute ago, and it was obviously just a high one, and that is a blow for Sligo.
Yeah, Sinman now, so she'll be gone now for the rest of this first half, and that'll be tough, especially, as I just said there 2 minutes ago, the conditions aren't making it easy. You need bodies on this pitch, and she was doing a lot of covering there in the midfield area.
Because I was just thinking maybe Sligo, from their point of view, they need a couple of more points towards the end of this half just to get a little bit further ahead, I'd say. But that's going to make it much more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely, just to be safe. But even Limerick as well, they need to add 1 or 2 because they're well able. It's just the wind hasn't made it much easier for them.
It might give Limerick a little bit of a lift, though, to know that they have pressed, and that's what happens when a team presses and pushes. You can draw fouls, and they've drawn a lot of fouls, and now they've drawn a yellow card, if you like. But that one's turned over for Sligo. We have support on YouTube for Limerick all the way from Yorkshire. Andrew Wild watching over there. Thanks for the message, Andrew. The rain has halted, just to give you the weather update, but obviously the ball very greasy and the surface very greasy as well. And look at the pressure again from Limerick. They have worked incredibly hard in this first half. Claire Dunno for Sligo leaves it off. They're working hard just to get out of there with Regan, but the two of them are coming up against a wall of white jerseys. But that's brilliant from the captain, and the captain goes forward superbly right through the middle and pops a lovely ball off to the left. And now they get it back to Megan McCormick, and Megan switches the direction of attack over to Leah Duffy. And as I say, it's 6 points to 2, but Sligo need to keep that scoreboard ticking over. This is Callagher now on her left side. Is that inside the post? It is, and it's a beautiful score. That's exactly what they need, and really well worked and very patient.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sinead Regan, how she got away from, she was surrounded by white jerseys, and she came out, she got the head up, passed into Corey Gilligan, and brilliant play there, and great stuff by Ellen Callagher.
I mean, how many passes and players were involved there? It was about a minute where Limerick couldn't get the ball. It was super play all round and really well measured. It seems to be when they get the ball on the left and hit it over to the right, that's when they get their scores, because most of their points have come from the right for some reason. This is Ambrose now for Limerick, 7 points to 2 down. They scored 2 in about 20 seconds. And apart from that, they haven't got a score in this half, but they have tried. They really have, and they're trying again. And they're going to work very hard coming up to half time. They've about 6-7 minutes if you add on a little bit of added time. And Sligo sitting very deep, letting them come at them. I think it's going to be a really fascinating second half in this game. If Limerick keep up this work rate and really press with a wind in the second half and eat into that lead, it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be so hard for Sligo, but they've turned that over. Their defence has done so well to turn over many times, but then they find that the press is on them. This is done.
It just goes to show there, sorry Jerome for interrupting, that if you switch off for 1 second, the ball is gone and it's on the other side and it's the other team.
And when they boot it into the forwards, there is a lot of room up there. So can Gilligan do something with it over in that left corner? As I said, they have a lot of scores from the right, trying to work it in. And does work hard, but good work by Kathy Mee, who, as I said, is back there to do exactly that. It's like Limerick are saying, let's try and hold. Let's try and hold this at half time.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see there at the moment now there isn't, but they usually have 13 behind the ball. But look at them here. They're breaking up a pace, and they're always going in 2s or 3s as well, which it's phenomenal. It's great to see.
But the game's stretching about the same pace isn't there as it was earlier on.
No.
They're not quite moving as fast, understandably.
Yeah.
They go forward again with Milan, but it breaks down again. Regan wants to get things going quickly. Kelleher leaves it off to King. And they're going to look for this corner again. How many times have they played it into this corner, and why not? There's loads of room there, and Gilligan knows to go out there. But where are they going to go from here? I'm looking around the field to see who's coming up in support. Can they get a score here? The breeze picking up for them. They go back to McCormick, and she instantly is looking right. Needs a bit of help. No, she goes herself actually. Leaves it off instead to Tara Breheny. And are we going to get another score from the right? No, she runs into trouble there and is going to have to come back. In fact, she's lost it, or rather it's been won back extremely well for Limerick. So a big 4 minutes coming up, 7 points to 2, a 5-point lead. I'd say Limerick might just take that, and Sligo, well, will they stick or will they twist? Will they say, no, we need another couple of points? I think they might need a few more. What do you think?
I do think so. Even 2, but definitely Limerick, but they do need to add maybe 1 or 2 to the board just before the whistle blows.
That was an ambitious ball there, and it nearly worked, but Sligo with that extra player, and they are very organised at the back. They've snuffed out just about everything at the back. They've been very, very good defensively, and then they have this counter where Sinead Regan strides through the middle majestically and does so again. That's fabulous play by her, and leaves it off this time to Leah Duffy, and the referee has blown for a foul. Yeah, Regan has been supreme.
Oh, she's phenomenal. She's one of the best definitely in the county at carrying the ball, and you don't see that as much in ladies football. You know, it's lost through the hands, but she takes players on, and it works well for Sligo.
Yeah, she takes responsibility and just goes direct through the middle, but might be trickier for her in the second half.
Yeah, they'll definitely close her down, I say.
Well, it'll just be trickier into the wind as well, although you never know, the weather might change a little bit.
Hopefully the sun will shine through these dull clouds.
Now Kelleher with the green boots, and there's extra power on those green boots, and that's another point for Sligo. The edge a little bit further ahead. On YouTube, Denise O'Brien says, come on Limerick, from Sophie watching in Palace Kenry. I hope I pronounced that one right. From the kick out, Limerick do get possession at least, and Grace Lee comes forward. Now Kathy Mee, using all of her experience just to move it through the hands. That's so important. Milan, she's been really, really good as well. They're good at carrying the ball forward. This is the area where they come a cropper because of good defence, and obviously very, very difficult to get forward, but they might have a goal here, and it's a brilliant goal, and it's finished by Rebecca DeLee. That could be the crucial score of this game. Limerick deserved that. They played really well in the first half. That was all the way from the goalkeeper, and a superb finish.
They were hungry, they went at pace, and brilliant goal there by Rebecca DeLee. Fabulous stuff.
For once they got really close to goal, and when she got there was no stopping her. Brilliant finish. So that makes it interesting. 8 points to 1-2, and Sligo's lead has been sliced, and this game has gone up a level. Sarah Dillon now for Limerick. Well, that silenced the home crowd. Everything was going really well for Sligo. They were looking at least a 6-point lead at half time, but this has really thrown the cat among the pigeons. And Limerick, I have to say, Rachel, they deserve it from my point of view.
Absolutely. They are working so hard out there. Not one player is sitting back. They're all working so incredibly hard, and brilliant stuff. Game starts now, I think, Jerome.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it's only 1 minute to half time. I did say earlier I thought it was going to be a really good second half, really interesting, and it's just made it even more interesting. This is Orla Ryan. Referee gives advantage, run off the shoulder. Limerick's tails are up now. They finally got a little bit of reward. Look at that from DeLee again going forward. She's really coming into the game. This is Grace Lee. And you can see you can almost feel the pressure is off Limerick now, because they've got that goal and they're playing with a lot more confidence just in the last couple of minutes. It's done them a lot of good, but Sligo have it back. Is there another twist? In the last 30 seconds of the first half, Limerick win it back again. Sligo win it back again. What way is it going to go? It's going to be a free for Limerick. Yeah, they're finishing this half extremely well.
You can't take your eye off the game here now in these last few minutes.
Yeah, but it's a nervy one for Sligo at the minute. They were almost sort of just petering towards half-time, and now they've had a jolt to the system. And that is McCormick back there for them, though, to get possession. It's going to be a different game in the second half. Sligo's going to have to play a different game. Into the breeze. That's Kennedy. Kick pass, but it's going to be intercepted.
That's brilliant reading of the ball there, Jerome.
Absolutely, it really
phenomenal.
Was. Mia McNamara, yeah. Well, they're reading it all over the pitch really well. It's like that goal has done them a lot of good, and this is the girl who got the goal. DeLee leaves it off to O'Leary, who's popped up just about everywhere in the first half. High one, a very high one. Keeper needs to watch it. She's under no pressure and is able to cope with that in the 31st minute. Shouldn't be too long. We didn't have many stoppages, if any. Kelleher. She'll just leave it off here to Dunn. Kelleher again. Is there a score right at the end of the half? As we go towards the 32nd minute, the referee letting play go on. There's one more chance here, I think, for Sligo. 8 points to 1-2 to make it a 4-point game. They come back out to McCormick once again. She's all over the field in defence and attack. They're being patient again. I think that was meant for McCormick, but it went to Regan, but no better player to get it, and off she goes on another intelligent ball. And how many times has she done really clever 1-2s? Well, she needs
brilliant.
help. She really is terrific, and in the end Duffy is going to profit from Regan's work.
Brilliant. Phenomenal score there by Sligo. They worked well, they took their time and got that score in the end.
4-point game at half time. Do you think that's fair on the first half?
I think so. I think both sides have been working very well, but Limerick are going to come out fighting now for the second half, and be interesting to see how Sligo react. But that goal, phenomenal.
Yeah, that has really made it really, really interesting. I mean, let's look at it quickly from a Limerick point of view. They're going in. If they're going in without that goal, they're going, oh, we only got 2 points. We only got 1 from play. That was a tough first half. We're all a bit wrecked. Now they're going, we're right in this.
When they break at pace, ultimately, that goal went in from it. So I say they're going to be doing more of that now.
And the question for Sligo is, what do they do? Do they sit in? Do they try and do a second half like they did against Leitrim in the league game in Castleconnor? What way do they play it? Because do they contain, or do they try to go at them and try to increase it and then leave gaps at the back?
I don't know. We'll find out now in the second half.
Come on, that's what you're here for. No, I know it's a stick or twist. It's a very difficult one for them, but they mightn't have an awful lot of choice the way things go in the second half. But make no mistake, we realised from the first whistle that Limerick are here and they mean business. On YouTube, just to finish, Nicola Maloney says, go on Limerick, great goal Rebecca. It really was. That was a highlight of the first half. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Well, the first thing I said this afternoon was, where's the summer gone? Well, it's come back at the minute. It's one of those days. Limerick are back on the pitch here at the Cloonacool Community Centre for the second half of this crunch TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship Group A game, available free to view on YouTube and on Facebook. And I have Rachel Brennan with me, who I think is the youngest co-commentator we've ever had. You're very, very young, but very, very welcome to be here. And you're also very concerned about Sligo. What do you read into them not being out on the pitch yet?
I say they're getting a good pep talk now, definitely. Usually they're always quick enough out, so I think they mean business if they're not out first. Exactly.
That's what I was thinking. The young players over to our right are organising a bit of a parade, or what do we call that, a guard of honour or something for them coming out, or maybe just giving them a little bit of a lift for the second half. Limerick are out. Limerick, to me, played a really good first half in difficult conditions, and they've set themselves up here. They're in a really, really good position for the second half. Not that the job is by any way going to be easy in the second half, but I think Sligo's message in there is, right, we got to dig in. This is important. We have got to work hard in the second half. That first half was easy. You've got to play a different game tactically, and here they come. What do you think?
I completely agree with you, definitely. And you can see in their demeanour and everything running out here, they do mean business. But so do Limerick. They're looking composed and confident here, waiting for them. So it's going to be a battle, Jerome.
Yeah, and they've a change there as well. 22 is out there, do you see, from Limerick, and that's Ciara Hines. So Limerick have made a change at half time, and it's in the full back line. But tactically, I just wonder what's going to happen in the second half. Will they drive forward? To see Cathy Mee has reverted to her full forward position after helping out, and I think that was a vital move in the second part of the first half, where she came back into defence and helped them out just to get up to half time. But I think the goal was a huge bonus for them, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. And you can see, I say, for the second half they're going to come in fighting, and they're well able to get another goal, maybe another two.
You're good. You're really helping tee this up like it's a heavyweight boxing match here. We're really setting up. But seriously, it is. We've been setting it up since the start. This is championship. Just to remind you the way they are in the table, Limerick have played 3, they've 6 points. Sligo have played 2, they're in 6 points. Louth have played 2, they're in 6 points. And they're playing Derry starting at 2 o'clock. But this game's going to finish before that. Limerick have lost 1, and that was against Louth. They can't lose again. Next Sunday it's Louth against Sligo in the last game in the group. So really, Limerick need to win today, and Sligo, well, they don't want to lose, obviously, but they can't afford to. But they make it a chance here right at the start of the second half. Sinead Regan did that all through the first half, and she's doing it again. And there's an effort. It's a tricky one, but it's gone to the right, and it's gone wide from Sarah Feeney. Despite good work going forward, yeah, they are going to find it more difficult in the second half. So Sligo, they want to put this to bed. If they can win today, then the pressure's off them next week against Louth. And as you said earlier, very rightly as well, Rachel, a lot of this is about top spot in the group. So everything matters, because Antrim have been so strong this year, and we don't know they're going to win the group on the other side, but you would be thinking they could very well do. So you want to try and avoid them the way that they have been playing this year. So everything up for grabs in this second half. And I don't know about you, Rachel, you're probably the same because you're from Sligo, but we love doing these games because they're so unpredictable, and the play is just the same commitment as anywhere else. And look at the skill here involved as well as Limerick go forward. It's one team and then the other. It's wholehearted, 100% brilliant stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's been a substitution there for Sligo. Hannah Walsh has come in for Jenny Cregan and the full back line.
What do you think that switch is about? Is that just 1 for 1, or what do you think's going on there?
Hannah Walsh has been a player that has struggled with her hamstrings, but she is some player. So she's going to be strong, and definitely she'll try and stop Limerick bursting through and getting another goal. But they're well able, Limerick, though, so we shall see. That's
brilliant insight, Rachel, to know that. So maybe she's the kind of player they need at the minute, but also maybe they're thinking, well, she's maybe good just for a half.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They're trying to protect her at all costs, because she did one hamstring, played for Mana and did the other, I think. It was something like that, but she's a phenomenal player, really is, and I don't say that lightly.
And they know that they need to be alert this second half, because they're going to be under pressure here when Limerick get going. They haven't really got going yet, but here they come now. And remember, there was a player sent off towards the end of the first half as well. It was Ciara Walsh for Sligo. So Sligo down to 14. This is an important stage in the game here if Limerick can get a score. And she just looked over her shoulder and hung that one up, and that is beautifully put over the bar. And it was Caoimhe McNamara from the Knockany Club. Super score. And she just thought, you could see her almost thinking it, I'll just use the wind here, and she did it perfectly.
She did. Brilliant stuff, and she was confident taking it as well, and there were so many Sligo jerseys around her, but that didn't stop her.
Well, I said all through the first half how hard it was for Limerick to score. That wasn't too hard really, and they might get another one here as well. And their tails are now up, and this is the 21. This is Caoimhe McGrath for Limerick coming forward. So they made 2 changes at half time. Roisin Ambrose just hangs it up there, trying to use the breeze as well, but just to the right and just wide, but the pressure is on Sligo.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was great. A great run there by Limerick, by number 21, Caoimhe McGrath. That was brilliant stuff there.
And Ciara Walsh is back into the play now. So she was sin-binned about 8-9 minutes from the end of the first half, but she's now out there. So it is 15 against 15. Sligo going forward. Scores will be at a premium for them in the second half. That's great defending back there, though. Trying to see who that was actually, because she got out in front there, and it's going to be so difficult for Sligo as this half goes on. It was really good work, and I think it was the number 4 actually. Was it Joanne Maguire from St Alva's? I'm trying to see over on that corner. I was watching the play as well. You need 2 sets of eyes. That's why you're here, Rachel.
Absolutely. I try my best.
You're doing great. You really are. You really know your football.
Thank you.
And you're newish to this, but you work a lot with Ocean FM as well.
I do. I work with Ocean FM, and it's been brilliant. So I still play football as well. I'm club mates with Ellen Kelleher and Cara King and Michaela Burke on this team. So it's lovely for myself as well to watch them, and even for my own game of football.
Well, here is Ellen Kelleher now, and she slips it inside, and that 29 is Claire Dunn all the way up on attack. Well, if they can get a score here, it would be worth 2 really. Then now it's Tara Breheny, and that's brilliant play by her, really determined play as the rain is coming in. I can see it coming in over the mountain here. It's going to be difficult for us, and it's going to be difficult for Sligo, but that was really good from them. And Ellen, your club mate here, I mean, she's got a good left on her. She could put this over. Absolutely,
she's well able. She usually does. I don't want to jinx it on her now, but I say she will.
The breeze just making it tricky at the wrong time, and she'll go out of her hands, but this could go anywhere. It'll swirl around with the breeze. Does she go for power? Does she give it low? She gives it everything high, and there is the breeze just taking it over. It looked like it was on target and then wasn't. That is Sligo's problem in the second half. 5 minutes in, they still have a 3-point lead, but your money would be on Limerick doing something about that. That kick out goes long, but it's easily picked off. They were aiming for Caoimhe McNamara, but instead it was Hannah Walsh, who you mentioned has come in. Now she's wearing 3, but she's only come in for the second half, and she was in just the right position there and read it really well. A nice calm play from her, which means that Sligo have good possession here as well, but Limerick had a lot of good possession in the first half, and they only scored 3 times. That's brilliant. That is superb. That is Leah Duffy. That's priceless.
That is brilliant. That is teamwork, great possession of the ball, great passing, and that's what's killing Limerick, I think.
And Hannah Walsh very calm, and she's come into the midfield area, and she had an important part to play there, and it was nicely popped over. So Limerick's first point conceded in the second half, so it's 1-1 now in the second half. Grace Lee for them gets it to Joanne Maguire as they come forward on the stand side. This game really does have legs. It's 4 points in it, but there's a lot of drama to come. This is Milan for Limerick to Ambrose wearing 15, but she will link all the play. This is good from her, good running, and a diagonal run, leaves it in, and she leaves it in to the other McNamara. This is Caoimhe McNamara trying to get an angle. Now Ambrose with a shot off the post, very, very unlucky, but from the rebound, can they get a score? They can't, and it's a wide, and Sligo have survived. They are going to be living on their nerves this half.
Oh, definitely. That was brilliant, though, to be fair. Like, that was just unlucky. They didn't go over the bar for them, but more of that, and you can see Sligo, they didn't really know how to react there. So if Limerick keep going at it, then points will be on the board.
Absolutely. Now, what can they do from the kickouts? They were very difficult from for Limerick in the first half, and the press is on from Limerick this time, making it really, really difficult. So how are they going to get out from here? It's a good kick out from Ellen Maguire, but it spills, and that's going to be the difficulty as well. Limerick on everything. They are very keen to get here, but that's great play. Was it Regan again in there? Of course it was. It was the captain. And how many times does she do a give and go? She always makes herself available, and she makes herself available. Sorry, it's difficult for me to say that at the minute. And she does terrifically well. That was brilliant play, and then gives it to Claire Dunn, and she lets the ball do the work, and it's a brilliant ball in as well. Well, Sligo were playing the conditions perfectly here, and now they get it to Gilligan. This is good as the rain comes down. Now Kelleher again. Impressive from Sligo, and then the effort. That could be the sort of score that you look back on and say that was magic.
Score of the day, absolutely brilliant stuff. They got it from the back line, brought it up, and as we're speaking now, I think there's a substitution. Nisha McDonough
pelts down, and that's Murphy.
There's a lot of space here, Jerome, isn't there?
There is, yeah. They're working it through the hands down to the left there, and they've got it far as Quiva McNamara. She's run out of space though. They have to come back out, and she does to Maeve McNamara. The two McNamaras from two different clubs, St Alva's and Knockany. Now the chance doesn't connect too well. Keeper needs to watch it, and she does. That wasn't the connection that she wanted. Hannah Walsh. Well, that's cool play. Oh, very, very cool play. That was fantastic. Right in front of her goals, and her keeper was out.
She wasn't phased.
No.
She was composed.
I know. Well, that's what they need. Serious pressure, and the keeper gets a decision. That was great from the keeper as well. That was well done, Ellen Maguire. She's from Eastkey, isn't it? From the Owen Rua triple amalgamation.
She actually plays outfield for her club.
Yeah.
So she has that composure of an outfield player in the goals, which is brilliant.
She did, yeah. And they won, didn't they win the senior championship last year for the first time ever?
They did, surely. Yeah, and they're going strong again this year.
Sorry, was that a touch on a nerve there?
I'm not going to say
that rain is gone. I'm actually going to try and use my commentary notes to try and block myself from the rain. You might want to get your umbrella out again, like we had at the start of the game. It's that kind of day. You wouldn't have thought yesterday, or indeed the last while, that you'd need all the waterproofs out, but we do. This is Sligo coming forward again with McDaniel. Brilliant play, and she has released Feeney, and there's a chance even here for a goal, and they might get through, and they have got through, and what a finish. And it was Tara Breheny, and Sligo have responded brilliantly. Never mind the rain, never mind the conditions. They, on their home pitch here in Cloonacool Community Centre, have scored what could be a crucial goal to take them through to the TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship semi-finals. They have shown serious character here.
Oh, phenomenal stuff. Brilliant run by the pacey and the classy Tara Breheny. So, delighted.
And that's a goal and 2 points after Limerick got the first score, and Limerick looked to be in a great position. I was thinking the sun is out, they've got it down to 3, they're pressing, and all of a sudden Sligo have hit them back. But here come Limerick now, and it's Roisin Ambrose. They need to do something now. They need something special. They get it forward to Kathy Mee. Can she get onto that right foot? She really wants to get there, but great defending again. Ambrose, she's trying to maybe get an angle to hook it up in the air, and they have hooked it up in the air, but it's gone to the right, and it's gone agonisingly wide, and Limerick at the minute just cannot get a break.
They can't just get the ball between the posts, but they reacted really, really well there. And again, I said it before, if they keep doing it, it is throwing Sligo defence off, so more of that needs to be done.
Yeah. They're bound to hit the target sooner or later, but the longer it goes, the more confident Sligo are going to get. And that was fantastic. What a catch there by Sarah Feeney. Came over her shoulder, and they've let the ball in a lot, Sligo, in this second half, and it's been very great, accurate play as well. They get it into Cora Gilligan, and she's been terrific in there as a target player. And Kelleher always available to come around and do this kind of thing as well. Really impressed by Sligo. This is Feeney again. Has it broken down? No, they've got a lucky break, and Duffy has it, and Duffy's going to get a free as well. Well, they're playing terrifically well. They had 5 wins in Division 4 of the National League. They beat Leitrim at the end. They showed great promise that day, and they've carried that into this game as well against what is a decent Limerick team who are really fighting for their lives today. So a lot of credit, but basically it's down to good footballers, and there's a lot of good players out there.
Oh, there is.
They got in the tank. They brought a lot to this game, but they find themselves way behind now. They find themselves 8 down with 17 minutes to go, and it seems almost unfair in them, and I know, Rachel, you're not necessarily going to want to agree with that as you're from
No,
Sligo,
I do, I promise.
they have brought a lot, and it seems hard on them.
Oh, it does, because they're working so hard. Like, they are leaving everything they can out in the pitch, and like, look at each and every one of them is tracking back here. Like, they're putting everything into this game.
But look at the way Sligo are playing there, because Hannah Walsh got it. She's come on and been brilliant. Sinead Regan has been captain superb, and that one's gone wide. But the way that they looked for each other there, you know, Hannah Walsh knew to give it to Kelleher. She looked around and said, "Where are you, Sinead?" You know, they're gelling together really, really well, Sligo.
They are. They've come such a long way this year, and especially from the league. But you can see it here today. The play they play in football it's brilliant. It's lovely to see.
And what it means from a Limerick point of view is that they are going to need to turn that tide with something pretty special. Can they do that? They've still got time. Deborah Murphy takes responsibility and goes off on a run. But I'm looking up ahead, and Sligo have Hannah Walsh sitting in at full back as a +1, not marking anyone. And if they just manage this game, Sligo, really well, you would think that they're going to get through here. So it's a matter of protecting what they have and don't let in any goals, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like a bit of a high tackle there.
It was, yeah. Well, not quite as high as the one in the first half. I think that was the issue.
Yes.
So no yellow card there. And that one played to Megan McCormick. She's worked hard as well. They've all worked hard. Kelleher always coming available. That's a game that she plays, isn't it?
Yes, and she's another great player that can carry the ball, takes players on, and look at her there, just bursting at speed.
Playmaker. Oh, and what a ball through as well. Well, I thought it was through, but the goalkeeper was wearing a dark jersey too. She was coming to meet it. I thought that was maybe one of the Sligo players. But yeah, their ball into the forwards in the second half has been terrific. And Limerick didn't really have that in the first half. Here comes Limerick now with Ambrose. And she is held up by Walsh. And good play as well, just jockeying and making them go from side to side. And that's really all Sligo need to do now. Just keep Limerick at bay. Don't let them through for a goal. But from a Limerick point of view, as I say, they need something to happen pretty sharpish. We are now exactly at the 3/4 mark, 45 minutes exactly played. So 15 minutes for Limerick really to save their season. And this is Milan. They've come a long way up to Sligo. Are they going to get some reward? It's going to take a massive effort and a bit of luck, I think. But this girl is certainly trying her best, and the referee is going to bring it back. Deborah Murphy.
They definitely need to work for a goal now, and there's a change in here. Yes,
two changes actually.
2 changes.
Orla Ryan, number 8, is going off, so 2 changes. One is 18 for Limerick, and that is Lauren Ryan. And actually, I think Deborah Murphy's going off. Yeah, she has gone off, and the other change is 26, and that is Aoife Morrissey. So Limerick throwing in a few fresh players to see if it will make a difference. This is their captain, Ambrose, and she just puts it in there hoping for something to stick, and it's gone to Rebecca DeLee, who got that great goal in the first half, and that looked like it was going to be cleared, but instead Limerick have got it over the bar, and that's exactly what they needed.
Brilliant stuff. More of that needs to be done now. They have time to get another goal, but no harm to get the points on the board either.
So 46-26, the rain coming down strongly again. Limerick needing to get possession, but they don't. Sligo get it from the kick out, and that's going to be vital for them. This girl has worked so hard, as I said before, Megan McCormick from Eastern Harps. Any good half forward or wing half forward will tell you they've got to track back and work, and she's done that. And they've possession here with Cara King and Sligo. 7 points to the good. And Kelleher, she really is the playmaker. She directs the traffic, and she's got a great left foot on her, but great movement as well. And they've worked this brilliantly up the pitch, Sligo. But is it turned over? It is. Limerick have it back. If they can get a second here and get a little bit of momentum. But there's a tough challenge coming in on Ambrose, and she's brought rather crudely to the ground. And the referee will certainly take for that, will he? Yes, he is now reaching for that. That was Nisha McDonough with a challenge. But from a Sligo point of view, she's probably thinking, stop them out there. Is that another change?
It looks like Megan
for
McCormick.
Limerick. Yeah, it's Maeve McNamara, number 5, going off. Anyway, and 20 on for Limerick is Ellie Wolfe. So 3 changes in a couple of minutes. The wind going from right to left, the rain going from right to left, Limerick going from right to left. But 7 points down, 12 minutes to go. This is number 18. That is Lauren Ryan. Here comes Ambrose, and a little bit of room as well. Good speed from her. She's doing her best to try and get them going. That's a dangerous one, but it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. McNamara unable to pick it up. And the goalkeeper, Maguire, doing her job well. As you said, Rachel, she's an outfield player. She reads the game very well. This is Kelleher. Brilliant from her again. She has been so good. She's a Rolls Royce of a player. She is.
She's phenomenal. And she's covering so much ground as well out here today.
Yeah, but just the way she picked that up and distributed it, you know, she's really linked the whole team. There she is available again. She's been the key player for me for them. Gives it back again. Never wastes a ball. Gives it to Cara King. And she slips that away rather cleverly. The Limerick players teased in to try and get the scraps. There's Regan giving it in as well. And Sligo doing very, very well here. Playing into the conditions, and that's good play by Breheny again. Is she looking for another goal? She's still going actually, but the score instead is going to be taken by Leah Duffy, and that was superbly worked once again.
I know, another great score for Sligo, and I think there was a substitution there. Tara Jolly came on for Megan McCormack in the half forward line, but brilliant stuff again by Leah Duffy.
So Limerick attacking along the sideline here on the left with Ellie Wolfe, and Ellie runs into trouble, and the referee blows for overcarrying. It's just not happening for Limerick, and that's largely down to Sligo's work rate as well. And very, very clever defensively. Well, Hannah, she really is cool around the back. She pumps that back to her goalkeeper. She really has a good presence about her. I can see why they brought her in, and she is there again. Oh, and she takes a bang there as well. That was a late one. The referee, he's taking a bit of a look at it, but he's letting the play go on, and the defender is looking at the umpires and say, what was that about? But Sligo go on with the play. They have the ball up the field. And you can see the crowd sheltering there from the rain in the stand here at Cloonacool Community Centre.
You name her out there.
Well, let's name a few other contenders. Who else has played well today for Sligo, do you think?
Definitely the captain, Sinead Regan, without a doubt. She's been phenomenal. Leah Duffy's putting a nice few scores on the board, and Megan McCormack, before she was substituted off, she covered a lot of ground out there in the pitch today. A lot of damage was done by herself, but 1-15, they've been very, very strong. Exactly,
yeah. And for me it was the response. 3 minutes into the second half, Sligo were pegged back to 3 points, and Limerick looked like they were set to maybe give them a really tough time. But Sligo have done exactly what they did in the last game in Castle Connor, where they played Leitrim. Really strong second half. You called it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're good, they're strong, and they don't give up. That's one thing about this team. You know, they don't bow their heads down, and in fairness to Kieran Kilkenny and James McDonough, they don't let them. Yeah,
they've been very, very good. And as I say, next week they're going to be playing Louth, and I'm taking Louth, sorry Derry, but I'm taking it that they would be favourites to beat Derry, and if they do, they're both on 9 points, top of the group, so they're both going to go through to the All-Ireland semi-finals if that happens. But next week will be an important game when they meet each other, because as I say, it determines who plays who in the semi-finals.
Yes, yeah, with the two groups, Group A and Group B. But ultimately, both teams, Sligo and Louth, they want to get first place.
Absolutely. Now, unfortunately, we've a big delay here, and the players are now going into groups. We were hoping it was one of those bangs that might be just a quick one to get over, but it doesn't seem like that just at the minute. And the day had been going so well for Sligo, but a bit of a...
Cara King is normally the player that would go down and stay down, you know.
Yeah.
She'd go down and she'd get back up straight away, so this isn't good now, Jerome.
No, it's not, unfortunately. So we hope that Cara is okay, and we continue again in a couple of minutes' time. And the referee, Anthony Campbell, coming over, and he's talking to the players. Now, for some reason, he's asking them to go over to their dugouts. He sent both sets of players over towards their dugouts. That's not a great sign either. No. It's like we're going to have a prolonged delay, whatever that's about. I don't know why he sent them over there, but he has done. So it's certainly not an indication that we might be playing again anytime soon. The sun is out now, and the rain. It's been that kind of weird day. From a Sligo point of view, Rachel, you are Sligo, of course, and I'm just going to bring this up. I was doing the research last night and found that Limerick have only played Sligo once in the last 14 years. Limerick won it 2-7 to 1-7 in 2023. They haven't played much, so this would be a first ever win for Sligo, or first in 15 years. And when you look at their records over the last 15 years, they've sort of missed each other at times. Sligo have been up in Division 2, they've even been down in Division 4, I think. Yes. Limerick have been 4, they've been 3 in Championship, they've both been up to Intermediate, they've both been down to Junior. But looking at this setup here now and the way Sligo are playing today, I mean, if they were to get through, they certainly have the ability
to come
through and maybe win this, get up to Intermediate. I mean, it's not that long ago they played Meath just before Meath won their All-Irelands, about 2019 in Cloonacool, and it was an important game. I think it might have been a Division 3 final or something, you know. So they can mix it in that kind of company.
They can, and they're well able to. Like, the thing about Sligo LGFA is just we haven't progressed, I suppose, too much, but I think it would just lift the spirit of the county if they were to get up to Division 3, and they're well able. They really are. They've come such a long way this year.
And what do you think that's down to?
I think I don't want to say different management or anything like that, but in fairness to Kilkenny, he's brought a different side out of the girls, and the way they've been playing is it's classy, and you can see it yourself when you're watching them. They're a team, they're working well, and we have the players, and players are coming in, and I think that's just really it, to be honest, you know. Yeah,
so organisation, bit of discipline, getting the right players on the field and playing a good style of football as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But Limerick, and credits to them, they've been phenomenal today as well. It hasn't been easy. They were on the back foot a good bit, but they did show their class, and when they go at speed and they go at hunger, and they don't do anything, at half pace. So
yeah, and in the National League, I mean, Limerick lost to Cavan by only a point. They drew with Laois, who were senior up until last year, and they stayed in Division 3 of the league. They are a good team. They showed well in the first half. I just wonder if they'd have won the toss and maybe played with the wind in the first half, would we be in a different situation? Now, they found it very difficult in the first half, and the goal towards the end of the first half gave them a lifeline. But make no mistake, they came here on a mission, and they have really put it up to Sligo. And both sets of players now coming out onto the pitch. I'm not quite sure what that is about, but they are out, even though the treatment is still continuing in the same place, so it doesn't look like we're going to be continuing any time soon. But yeah, Sligo have really met the challenge of Limerick in a very impressive way today.
Yeah, absolutely. But Limerick started off strong. Another point is, if they got maybe a goal in the opening few minutes, what would the game have been like then? Yeah,
exactly. But Sligo have been patient and they've worked hard, and that's what they did in that game against Leitrim and Castleconnor that really impressed me on that day too. And they're just very mobile. They've got a good mix. They've experienced players and they've youth as well, and they've managed the game really well. And the likes of Hannah Walsh coming in with the really good point you made about her coming in, that was a good move for the second half when they needed someone just to be cool and calm at the back. There's no panicking. And in that game against Leitrim, if you remember, wasn't there a goal in the first 20 seconds or something?
It was, surely,
and at half time, they were maybe in a bit of bother, but those sort of experiences give a team an awful lot of confidence as well, and they can start maybe dreaming of Croke Park.
I think so. I don't want to
jinx
anything. I am. I think it'd be a great lift for the county and for young girls coming up through the years. It's needed. It really is, especially with ladies Gaelic football. The more promotion and support, and it really does drive the girls on. So Croke Park is the plan, I say, and the ambulance looks like it's coming near the gates of the pitch here, Jerome.
Yeah. Treatment continuing there on YouTube. Niamh Barry says, come on Sligo, great role models for young Eastern Harps supporters watching here. She's enjoying the commentary. Thank you very much for that. And that was the point that Rachel Brennan has been making as well, about role models and about getting everyone in Sligo out playing football and wanting to play. And if they got to Croke Park and got to the All-Ireland final and even won it, it would definitely give them a great boost. And this team certainly looks capable. They're one of the most impressive I've seen at this level all year.
Wow, that's a nice point to say.
Well, it's only in the 2 games I've seen. Obviously in the league, they were playing in Division 4. They had 5 wins there.
Yeah.
And they did that good result against Leitrim, who are playing senior championship. You can throw that in. And today against this Limerick team, they have dealt well so far. Now, I wonder, should we maybe not talk too much in case all this falls apart in the last 5 minutes, but we doubt that unless Limerick produce something really amazing. But it certainly gives them a lot of hope. And I mean, looking at the age profile, I mean, I don't know what age Sinead Regan is. I presume she's one of the senior players, and Claire Dunn, but apart from that, and they would be youngish.
Yes.
And then the rest are very young, yeah?
Yes, like there is a good, like 3 or 4 there that would just be still 18, 9, like, you know, they're only young, coming up from the minor, and from minor to senior, like, well, it's not senior, but you know, it is a huge jump, especially with these women, like.
And that last year, the All-Ireland Minor B then, that was no fluke, and that's coming through.
Absolutely, yeah. There's great girls coming up through the county, and like it is progressing Sligo LGFA, and it's wonderful to see.
To see a positional switch there, even though it doesn't look like we're near resuming, but Hannah Walsh just switched there with Jenny Cregan.
Yeah.
Both from the same club, by the way, are they? Or no, maybe they're not. No, St. Athie's is Jenny Cregan. She's Tara Dotty, same club, St. Athie's. But yeah, so she's gone right over to the side to the managers, and they're having a chat over there, some sort of a conversation for some reason. And I know there was a big delay yesterday in the Mayo Cork game as well, and our best wishes to the Cork player from that, and our best wishes to Cara King here. Hopefully she's okay, but it just looked like one of those accidental collisions that you could tell right away she was in a lot of pain wherever it was, but obviously nothing intentional, but a nasty one.
No, and Cara never, as I said, like, she doesn't go down without a fight, like, you know, she do anything she can to run it off, but this is serious now.
Yeah, so we'll just be patient here, as everyone has to be. Wonder how the other game's going. Actually, Louth and Derry, I'll maybe just check on it. And as I said, Louth have been going very well. They have won 2, and they will be playing next week against Sligo. So that was looking like it might be the game, but now it's, well, the pressure's off in a way that it looks like they could both be in the All-Ireland semi-finals, but a lot still at stake. Louth are in the final last year, and Cara now been moved, but at least there's a lot of good professional attention there looking after her.
Yeah, that's not easy on her now, so hopefully she recovers well.
And she's been playing so well.
She has, she's been phenomenal. She's a Sligo Rovers player as well, so that's not good for Rovers for having Cara down, because she'd be starting.
Difficult for the players as well, because they're all, you can see them around the pitch trying to do various stretches in that, because now the whole momentum's gone, and you know they could freeze up a little bit, which is not good.
No, we don't want the momentum to go out of the game either, but looking around, Limerick look like they mean business for these last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot now how long actually it was left. Must have been just about 5 really.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Trying to find their update on the other game, but not getting it yet. It would have started 20 minutes ago. And a generous round of applause for the girl from CT Gales. What club's that, or what does that stand for?
That's Cloonacool,
Oh, yeah.
Curry.
All right, so here.
Yes.
Right, so we can resume again. Our best wishes to Cara, and we'll get going again. Limerick with it all to do in the last 5 or so minutes that are going to be on the clock here. They're going to need something very special. I wonder, will that affect the momentum of the game? And if Limerick can get a goal here, it could make things really interesting. Sligo were definitely on top and in a very good place. That is Delee. She got the goal towards the end of the first half. If she could get another one now, it would really make it interesting, but that's well defended for Sligo. And they just get back in numbers all the time, and Ciara Walsh getting the ball again. She shows such composure on the ball, and they're very good because they know just to keep ball here, and that's what they're doing so well. They're very comfortable.
Yeah, you don't want to be making any silly mistakes now in these last few minutes because you don't know how wrong it could go.
The keeper coming out, Maguire, as you said, she's an outfield player. She likes to get involved. She didn't need to be asked twice there to come out and take that free. And she's tall as well. You know, she's been very impressive in there. She'd no chance with a goal, but she's been very comfortable, to use that word again, at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. But the two Sligo goalies, herself, Ellen, and Michaela Burke, they're both outfield players as well. So it's good to have that attribute to you as a player.
It is. Kelleher. Limerick just haven't been able to handle Kelleher. You know, they haven't been able to get a player who's gone really tight to her. Look, every time she seems to be in space, they haven't got anyone, and maybe it's because the way she plays, she just drops inside, drops the shoulder, and she's still going as well, and still going, but then blowing for over carrying. But it's a little bit of a surprise that Limerick haven't really gone tight on her.
Just targeted her, but she's been making great runs, and you know, she has been looking for the ball. She's not an easy mark now, so.
Absolutely. This is Limerick again, though. Time for something special, but held up by Breheny. That is amazing from Tara Breheny.
That's some defending there.
Oh my goodness, and you pointed that out a few times. There was some great turnovers in this game.
Yeah, 100%. From both sides. It's not just,
yeah,
you know,
no, the one in the first half you pointed out was Limerick, you're right.
Yeah, that was brilliant. But see the way she put her hands up, she didn't dive in straight away, and it held her up.
I've noticed that throughout the game. Right through the game, Sligo have been very, very good at that. And that's a great ball from Regan. There's a chance here to finish the job. It's Feeney and it goes wide. And I'm just feeling the fight has gone out of this game a little bit. The referee making a tick there against somebody. Oh, it's the Limerick captain, Roisin Ambrose. And is she going to be yellow carded right at the end here? This doesn't look good. Sligo are sending in 2 subs right at the end.
Laura Normley and Leah Kelly.
And it is a yellow card for the Limerick captain, and a bad day has just got worse for Limerick.
That's not easy now for the Limerick side.
I was going to say you have to feel for them, and you kind of do.
Oh, you do. Like, they've put in such a shift today. It's like the game, it's not been easy. Sligo have been that bit stronger, but they just haven't give up, and you have to give it to them. Their attitude towards the game has been brilliant.
Regan underneath it. How many times have we seen that as well? They've just batted the ball down. They all know where each other are. They use each other. They trust each other. And this is Feeney again. They have the extra player now. They have the big lead. Sligo are looking good. They're going to stay at least top of Group A of the TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship with what is turning into a very impressive performance. And if you look at it, Limerick have only scored 5 times.
Yeah. That's all. Like, you need to be getting your scores on the board with these games, you know. Get them points.
Well, the scores are coming at the other end, and there's another great one from Sligo. And they've made a bit of a nonsense of the conditions, the way they played.
They have. That hasn't stopped them. That hasn't let them make any mistakes.
Exactly. I was thinking it's going to be difficult for them in the second half, but they've won the second half.
Yeah.
What was it at half time? Was it 9 to 1-3, I think it was. So Limerick have only scored 1 point in the second half. Yeah. And they've scored 1-4, would that be right? Yeah. You know, very impressive. And now they have the extra player. I was saying at the start, or in the first half, this is going to go down to the wire. It's not. Like Sligo have this one. They'll not be disappointed by. There's going to be no real mad exhilaration at the end. One, because Cara King has that injury, but also because we know the result now. We know who's going to win. But when they settle down, they will think, right, we're in a great position here. We have 3 wins. We can go for 4. We can win the group. And they have a lot to look forward to. And they have a lot to take from this game. This is Claire Dunn, and she's probably been one of the unsung heroes for me today. She came in from the start, but she's been brilliant.
She's just phenomenal. No bad words to say about the girl. She's an unreal player, and she's so solid.
Oh, what a pass. There could be a goal right at the end here.
Oh,
there
brilliant.
is Sarah Feeney. But what about the pass from Lauren Normanley? Absolutely brilliant. She saw the run, and that's finished the job here. It is 2-13. That's a big score, and they deserve it. Not only have they won here in this TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship Group A game, but they've won in style.
They have. That was a nice cheeky little pass into her teammate there, and brilliant score.
Now, with my condition at the minute, with my face, I could have done with someone other than Lauren Normanley scoring. That was a tricky one.
You did well, Jerome. Well done.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're nearly there. And Sligo are nearly there as well. So the fizz has gone out of the game. But Sligo won't mind that at all. All about winning. And they come again. They're really enjoying themselves out there. And no harm to Limerick, but they are out on their feet. And that's Hannah Walsh. This is a superb move, and only for a great save from Hennessy. It would have ended up in the net. Another good block. They're hanging on. Hennessy with a double save for Limerick. A triple save was, well, 2 from her and 1 from a defender as well. Sligo really putting on the pressure, but great goalkeeping and great defending by Limerick. Lots of drama at the end, even though the result is known. But it was Normanley again. I thought she was going to finish that.
I know, but she's very good now. Just unfortunate she just hit it straight into the keeper, but brilliant save there by Sophie Hennessy.
Absolutely. The injury, by the way, happened in the 51st minute. We're now on 71-20. So the second half has been 42 minutes. I thought it was long last week. We had 10 minutes injury time in Roscommon. There were a few stoppages and then a stoppage in added time as well, so that can happen. But this week has beaten that, sadly. So Limerick, crazy when you think they scored the first point of the second half in the first 3 minutes and haven't scored since. They had a few really close and really unlucky, but look at that defending again, and no fouls. I say no fouls and he gives it free.
Jinxed it.
But it looked quite disciplined.
They need to get a score from this now.
2-13 plays 1-4, as you see on our scoreboard, 19-7. Compliments are flying now as well. I was asking for player of the match, but I think you're getting commentator of the match as well. Dean Kelly says great commentary with some insight into the ladies' game from Rachel.
Thank you very much.
It's deserved. Well done. And now a chance for Limerick's number 18, Lauren Ryan. And it's going to be a free out.
Yeah, just ran in through the Sligo defence there.
Well, they're not even looking for points. They're trying to get their way through, and it's just not happening.
No. Sligo defence are solid, really are.
Do you know that game against Leitrim, when I think about it, in Castleconnor in the league at the end of the league, I mean, they played as a team that day. I remember that. You know, they all went forward together into the tough conditions and that.
Yeah.
They've done exactly that again today.
100%. Ever since that performance, they've just been that extra bit more confident in themselves because they know what they're capable of. And speaking of, Nisha McDonough is running at a great pace to get this ball here.
This is Nisha. Gives it back to Aisling Malloy, and Malloy goes for her score and just drops in. She's annoyed with herself. She wanted to get in on the act.
She did. She's phenomenal pace. She is such a speedy player, and she came up from the corner back to try get herself a point on the board today. Yeah,
she wanted to go into the dressing room and say, "Do you see my point?" Never mind, all the forwards. I get up there and she was like, "That's my point of the season." She's already back. She's already the most nearest to the goalkeeper. She's back there already doing her job, but she wanted a wee bit of icing on the cake there. 74th minute, nearly into the 75th minute. 2:13-1-7, nearly over, and it is Lucy O'Brien going forward, and she does get her free this time. So a free in, and the 14 players of back. Limerick, well, they may as well just all go up there and put it in, but there's no real urgency there to do that. It will matter not much at this point. Sarah Dillon now. They had so much hope, and we were praising them in the first half.
Yeah,
it just hasn't happened. Just one of those days.
They get off to a great start. Just, you know, Sligo just switched on then 6 minutes into maybe the first half, and ultimately this is where we are at now.
Another free for Kathy Mee, maybe to get the last score of the game. Not much point really in a point, but I don't know if they get through for a goal, so she might just take it. They get the first score of the second half, they might get the last one, but it's looking like she's thinking, anyone going short here, I may as well try and work this in. She's not looking like she's just going to pop it over the bar. She's looking around anybody, and in the end, that's very short actually, but gets it back and tries to work it, and that kind of sums up their day. And it's a Sligo victory, well deserved, and an emphatic professional performance.
Yeah, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal stuff, and it was a great game, really enjoyable.
Just sad for Cara King, and that injury put a real dampener on it for
Yeah.
Sligo. We hope she's okay, and that put a real delay in the second half. But overall, if you look beyond that and at the performance, Sligo have an awful lot to look forward to. They have a lot of promise. They'll play Louth next week. They're into the All-Ireland semi-finals, and they are going to be a threat, and they can look forward with a lot of optimism in this today.
Absolutely, they should be going in with full confidence now against Louth, but that's going to be another tough game.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll leave it there. We've been on long enough from Cloonacool Community Centre. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. Sligo have beaten Limerick in this TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship game. I give my thanks to Rachel Brennan, and we'll see you again pretty soon, hopefully next Sunday, with another free to watch live stream championship match. For now though, from Sligo, it's goodbye.